Welcome back to LakePoint Sports, the National Program Invitational, where 140 of the top travel programs in the nation are taking on the Baseball Village for one of the premier prep baseball events of the entire season. And there is just absolute high-level players across campus, and this all just, part of what we're doing here this summer at LakePoint Sports. Of course, we're looking for high-level players, but we're also looking for high-level and high-character moments. All season long, we here at LakePoint Sports have teamed up with Johnsonville to bring you something very special. So make sure you try to help us out with this. And we are looking for those kind of moments, those positive actions, good sportsmanship, and selfless acts that are associated with all the youth sports that we love. Any and everyone is encouraged to share these moments. So whether you're the one who spotted the activity, the one performing the act, or the recipient of the good deed, there is something in it for everyone. Johnsonville might just reward you for your behavior and or participation. So use the QR code for more information on how you can make a submission, or head over to lakepointsports.com or our social channels to access the submission form and to give you a taste of what exactly it is that we're looking for. Here's what Dinger Nation is doing with a really special player in their program, Jacob Price. Sometimes one at bat can mean everything. That's the case for Jacob Price, an Alabama teen with autism who has found a home and an opportunity as part of Dinger Nation.
Even though I struck out, it's not the end of the world. I got faith, and I want to tell you, it's an honor for Beckman to have me on the team and these coaches to give me this energy and to bless me. And the Lord found me a team. The Lord gave me the team.
His dad reached out to us back at the end of last summer. Was wanting to be part of a team. Loves baseball. Sister's a college pitcher. We run a fall league. Got Jacob to be part of it. Came out in the fall league, got him some at bats, and actually smoked one hopped the fence. And I couldn't tell you, the whole crowd just erupted from it. And it brought a different energy to everybody who was playing. So it was kind of infectious. He puts baseball into a little bit different perspective for everybody. And baseball's a fun game, and it kind of helps us remember that, hey, let's have fun when we're out here.
Having Jacob, he's always a great time. Always let you know that God's got your back. Always has a smile on your face. Great guy to be around. Let you know that having at bats is just a blessing.
When I saw Jacob, I just thought he needed help. I have special needs cousins, and I know how to handle it well, and I just like to have a good time with him because he's funny.
It's been real fun. My mom is a special education teacher, so I've been around it for quite a long time. She's been that my whole life. I've got a lot of time around it, and it's fun. I'll go help out with her and deal with it. And it really is just fun helping them out and having them as part of the team. It makes them a lot happier, and just to be treated like a normal person.
And while his playing time may be limited, Jacob brings plenty of enthusiasm and energy in the dugout, and he does it in his own unique way.
You know where he's at? He's that pitcher. He's going to be in that baby stroller. Ew. Itchy, gaga. Here we go. Pitcher and balls potatoes up in the fence. Hey, way to put that pitcher in his baby stroller. Yeah.
They're unforgettable, and everyone on the team has their favorite Jacob cheer.
I like his new one, his Goo Goo Gaga, whatever it was.
I would have to say we started him out with him yelling "EU" at the pitcher. It'll be funny because he'll just start screaming at the top of his lungs "EU," and it always makes us die out laughing.
My favorite one has to be Skibbity Toilet Ribs. Has to be.
Oh, my favorite cheer has to be Grandpa's Potatoes. My first time ever meeting Jacob, I was up to bat, and it kind of just threw me off whenever he yelled it at me while I was in the box. Had to call time, readjust myself, just take a minute, and I was like, he's going to be a good time.
While he makes it fun, Jacob also provides a unique perspective for his Dinger Nation teammates.
I need to be more grateful and appreciate the reps that I have, because the reps that he has, he doesn't get as much as I have, but he takes it really serious, and he loves every single second of it.
These are my teammates, and I love them. I wouldn't trade 1 minute for them, and I wouldn't trade nothing from them. And these teammates make me feel like family.
An inspirational story there from Jacob Price and Dinger Nation. So make sure, again, you head on over to LakePointSports.com or hit our social media channels up to find the QR code on how you can participate in part of this Johnsonville campaign as they look to keep it juicy all summer long. Now, the games themselves are just part of what happens here at LakePoint Sports. So our own Simone Stanley decided to go out and have a little fun with some players and see if maybe they can win a T-shirt.
I feel like that's it. It's got to be it. Wait, chat. Wait, chat. Wait. All right.
Here.
That's what you think? Oh, final. That got to be it. She think, yeah.
Great stuff there from Simone Stanley. And let's look at how SBG Sox and Building Champions are going to head out for this matchup in 16U action from the National Program Invitational. SBG Sox are going to lead off with center fielder Gunnar Swanson. Will Bizot, the shortstop, will hit second, followed by left fielder Cole Miles. Extra hitter Stone Crane. Tanner Harris catching and hitting fifth. Ryder White, the right fielder, will hit sixth. Garrett Reed, the DH, will hit seventh. Garrett Latham, the first baseman, will hit eighth. Jesse Insenzi, the extra hitter, will hit ninth. Alex Lambert, second baseman, hitting 10th. Jackson Meehan, the third baseman, hitting 11th. And John Dickey, the fourth, will be on the mound. 6'4" DP going Milo Burton, the third baseman, at leadoff, followed by Brady Stewart, the center fielder. Drew Yockey, the first baseman, hitting third. Garrett Jeffries hitting fourth. Max Hamilton, the DH, hitting fifth. AC Van Reen, the catcher, hitting sixth. James Forgy, the extra hitter, hitting seventh. Luke Bellardo, the shortstop, hitting eighth. Blake Jay, the second baseman, hitting ninth. Benjamin Burton, the left fielder, hitting 10th. And James Hunt, the right-hander, will be on the mound. Now joined in studio by Shooter Hunt, Vice President of Scouting for Prep Baseball. Shooter, man, I know this is an insane couple days for you. Thanks for taking a few minutes here and having a breather with us. It's air conditioned, so at least I can offer you that.
We had a good breeze here today. People are asking me, oh, hopefully it's not sweltering there in Atlanta, but it's actually been great weather here for the MPI with so much talent, like you said. Field to field, running between the fields, almost sometimes just to clear my head a little bit to see which players on the other side so I know what I'm looking at. But yes, it's been outstanding here so far at Lake Point. Also, the new turf is what everybody's talking about right now. Like, it looks like a whole new place.
Yeah, we did that back in December. It was amazing. It took just 40 days for Geosurfaces to knock that out. So they had it all down to concrete, and they were able to get it done in time for the Georgia Dugout Club. You were, of course, here for that event. But I think it was a little bit different then because obviously the conditions were different. It was colder then. Now we're seeing the heat. They expected that the field was going to be 10 to 15 degrees cooler. But I think we're still getting a lot of the same responses. Guys love the way it plays. They love the way it looks, and they love the way it feels.
Yeah, I forgot about the coolness. Maybe that's the factor that all it took to make it a little bit cooler down here in Atlanta in June was to bring in the new turf and get the new colors there in the infield.
So you were kind of, as you mentioned, marching all over the place. You had your blog up with kind of the standouts from you for day one of the MPI. Take us through some of the names that were really out there for you.
Well, I really think early on you want to kind of chase the pitchers, right? Because you'll be able to see the hitters throughout the 4 or 5 days each time. But a guy who starts a game like Carson Bowman, who was a big standout yesterday, 26 arm for the Canes national team from South Carolina, had an injury in the past, comes back, looked ultra strong, was one of the top arms in that class. I think he's rising to that level. Up to 91, tunneling a great curveball, really moves well there. Caden Crowell, kid from Indiana, kicking off his draft summer in style. He was outstanding, 92, 93. Real good feel for his slider. He's a really good athlete, basketball player, committed to Notre Dame, but he's, I want to say, the 5th-ranked left-hander in the class. So he kind of set the tone for what is a big summer for those draft guys to get that track record going. So those were kind of the standouts of the day. And then also we closed the day with C.J. Gray, North Carolina. NC State product was 93 and 96. It was just flat electricity. And you know how it goes. The the sun goes down, it gets dark out there, and everybody looks like they're throwing hard. Well, CJ actually was throwing hard, 96, looked like about 100, so those poor hitters at the plate did not have a good time.
I had a chance this morning to catch up with Jacob Lombard, the #1 player in the class of 2026, playing for San Diego Padres scout team. I know you got a chance to see him in action. Quiet confidence is something I talked to him about that kind of jumps off the page and you read the report on him. How do you kind of equate that from what you see of him?
Well, it's, and I had actually put out a tweet that said Jacob, or George, his brother. What's key for him is the fact that he's already real good, but the polish and the way he handles himself on the diamond as that #1 player. You usually have that bullseye. Guys want to get you out, but he's worried about something in the future, 10, 15 years ahead. He's thinking about how can I get better each day? How can I be the best me on the field? That's what stands out to me, what's exceptional about where he's at such a young age. It also helps that he's got real big tools, can stick at shortstop, he's got power, and that Padres scout team's real fun to watch.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing with him, too, is I also talked to Trent Maben, and at postgame was talking to Trent's dad, Cameron, who obviously spent 15 years in the majors about this, but the way that these guys are kind of they're used to the attention, right? So when you tell Jacob Lombard that he's the #1 player in the nation, well, they had Drake at one of their games not too long ago, so it's not like, I mean, these guys are not like, they're not seeking attention. It's there for them all the time. So I think he's somebody in particular who's used to these moments and used to, a little bit of fanfare.
Yeah, and he doesn't get caught in it, though, which I watched him today. He took some great hacks. The whole team really did. They're outstanding. They'll probably have guys following them all summer, getting that track record leading towards their pro stuff next summer. But that fanfare, I had no idea that Drake came to a game. That's pretty big.
Yeah, he's
news.
got a picture with him on Instagram, so I had to ask him about it. You don't put that out there and I have people beating on your door to
they
know
had
why.
a 9U team or 8U, 9U team there doing cheers today. It had team-wise, it was a very Max Clark effect of what we saw a couple years ago at the NPI, where man, this game just got packed. They had some fanfare. There was some buzz there. It's good for the game. Then they go out and they show out, so that helps too.
Yeah, and Matt Kemp was here to watch him play. I talked to Matt for a few seconds. Obviously, he was one of Cameron's past teammates. He was here in Atlanta as well. He said he just had to come see Cam's boys show out, so they certainly did. They ended up, winning him in run rule fashion. So. A big showing by them, and now we're going to see what we're going to have happen here between SBG Sox and Building Champions. And Building Champions, an interesting crew shooter. They have 2 committed players in Luke Bellardo, Louisville, Hayden Sharp, Missouri. Every player on this team is ranked in their respective states of Kansas, Missouri, and Kentucky. It makes for a tough matchup for anybody who has to face these guys.
And you know what? I was just telling somebody, because Building Champions' other team is playing down the other end while I was watching. The program does such a great job of the attention to detail, the way they play the game, playing the game hard all times. No matter what, Building Champions is who you're going against. You're going to get a tough game. They're going to battle. Usually they have a ton of left-handed hitters too, which is always helpful when recruiting. And they got the good arms of the Midwest who love to bring it.
Well, they've got James Hunt on the mound. They're going for 6-4-3. I'm sorry, we're looking ahead here. This is Gunnar Swanson at the plate right now for SBG Sox. Gunnar from Madison Ridgeland Academy.
Okay, MRA, really good program there in Mississippi. Another left-handed stick.
Yeah, James Hunt on the mound, Blue Valley West High School, 4th-ranked righty in Kansas, number 12 overall in that class. Gets that fastball around 89 with 2,200 spin. Works in a curveball, slider, and changeup.
Good mover, polished delivery here. Love the arm stroke. That's the type of guy is going to throw harder there. A little arm side run there, an 88-mile-an-hour fastball. Those starter profiles, those guys who can repeat, make it look easy and get down the mound well, that's kind of what you're looking for, especially with a pitcher.
Swanson going to be followed in the order by Will Bizot. Sends that one right up the middle, gathers it short. Nice, easy glove work there as he goes down to the knee. That was Luke Bellardo, the Louisville commit. Had a chance to catch up with Luke last fall when he was here playing for USA Prime, and I asked him to describe himself on the field, and he said attacking in the field and aggressive at the plate. So that's a guy that's out there looking to do some damage on either side of the ball and able to haul in that first one for the first out. I'll turn things over to Brady Stewart, the center fielder. Will Bizot.
88 getting those whiffs in the zone. Another thing that you're always looking for. Those fastballs that those guys know that are coming, who you can get swings and misses on in the zone. Those are marquee traits of a big-time arm.
And Swanson out of Madison Ridgeland Academy, and so is Will Bizot, who sends that one into center field for the first hit of the game.
Nice piece of hitting there, going up the middle. These guys are working middle early, which is a good move. Trying to establish the fastball here. That was a good piece, and now he's going to have to deal with Mr. Miles here in the 3-hole, it sounds like.
Yep, Cole Miles out of Hartselle High School in Alabama, third-ranked outfielder in Alabama, number 12 overall.
Hartselle, big-time power program. Cole's the son of Coach Miles there. Really big fan of Cole Miles here. I think he's going to continue to get better in the next couple of years, and we love Coach's sons. They know how to play the game.
Watches that one in for a strike. He gets that exit velo around 96 at the bat speed at 72.3. I was talking to Avery Hunt yesterday. I love the fact that the major leagues have finally caught up with the bat speed metric that prep baseball has been using for so well. And I think it's great for these kids to be able to, you know, it's fun for them to say, okay, who's at the top of the major league list in terms of highest average bat speed, and where do I kind of fit into that equation? You know, it's not the same thing, but I think it's still fun for them to kind of see where they match up.
And it's something to work towards. I know the Blast guys do such a great job, that not just the games aspect of it, but the development aspect. So in November, December, January, the inside work, you can know what you're aiming for and how you're getting better.
Runner on the run. Pulled off to the side there, so they're going to advance 90 feet.
Couple 77, 78 mile an hour breaking balls here, just kind of slipping out of the hand. It's something you see, especially early in the summer, for some teams where you might not have had that humidity yet, the sweat, the breaking balls can back up a little bit. It was something I saw a lot last summer with some of the draft guys early on in North Carolina, where it's slipping out of their hands, and later in the summer you're seeing some hammers. So we'll see what he does here.
Here comes the 1-2. Check
I
swing.
think he went. They're going to check it.
Nope. All right, did not go. Makes it 2-2. Shooter thinks he went, so Shooter's giving him the K, but count instead going to be 2-2.
You know why? Because I'm a pitcher.
That's right. There you go.
Very biased here as a former pitcher.
Well, you got a bad angle from so far back here anyway, so.
2-2. I think he's going to go back to that fastball, try to pin it to that 4 spot in the glove side. Nope.
Swing and a miss, and he gets him on the K.
You know what? Eventually they're going to start talking about this, because most pitchers, professionally, the college guys, the elevated slider, the backup slider that nobody does on purpose, but seems to be very effective up in the zone. So he just got one of those. It's almost like a freebie strikeout on a pitch that he didn't mean to place it there, and he still got the swing and miss. So it goes down as a hammer in the book.
All right, from Cole Miles, excuse me, on the strikeout here, Stone Crane from Clinton High School.
Great name.
Yeah, that's a great name. Catcher, third baseman. That one's in the dirt for a ball.
Falls behind here, so 1-0. Good pitch for this guy to hit. You got a runner in scoring position. He doesn't want to fall behind, although he does have the base open. Usually right now, summer ball, he's probably just going to try to challenge with a fastball. Breaking ball's been backing up a little bit on him, so.
Wasn't that long ago you were out on the mound, but does it feel the advancements? Do you think you would have been different as a pitcher based upon the way guys can kind of develop different things at different ages now?
I think so. So many kids understand their pitch profiles and packages right now, and the fact that, hey, I can high spin, or I can backspin this well, I get some riding life through the zone. Hopefully I would have been better, but sometimes ignorance is bliss.
Here comes a 2-0. Crane swings,
Ooh.
sends that one back foul.
I was going to say that 1-0 pitch to the 2-0 with the breaking ball that backed up, put you in a tough spot. Base is open. Here's the 4-hole, first inning, but he was just going right at him. So 87-88, that fastball's playing pretty well. It's getting on these guys in a hurry. This is a big action pitch for him.
2-1 from Hunt.
Whew.
Shoots that one foul down the third baseline.
Look at that stare around. He knows he missed his pitch right there. That was the pitch. It was right there for him. 2-1. He's going to have to battle here. Right on that. Probably go back to that slider here. You probably want the infield moving a little bit. Outfield coming to that right side, just in case he has that little blooper out there. Take that away. He's spreading out a little bit. Look at that two-strike approach. He's all over that line.
See what Hunt has for him on the 2-2. Goes a little high into the zone, outside the zone, and ends up plunking him near the neckline.
He earned that. He got right on the batter's box line there. He was going to dare him to come inside, and he He went inside.
You feel like he was going for the same strikeout pitch he had in the last AB and just lost the handle on a little bit?
I don't know. Look, they're at 79, so yeah, it might have been that slider. It has been backing up a little bit on him. Again, it's not super humid today, but I know a lot of these guys, I don't know what the temperature was in Kansas. They may have been dealing with a little cooler weather this spring to the point where he's trying to get feel for that pitch right now.
This is Tanner Harris out of Lafayette High School in Mississippi.
Oof.
Missed there.
As a pitcher, you want that pitch, right? It's already been a bit of a long inning. He's got good stuff. He had 2 outs. He had his chance right there. Hit that guy. Oh, I want to get ahead. Now it's 1-0. You expect this guy to try to get a big swing off here. You want to be aggressive as a hitter.
Up to 1-0 from Hunt. Leg kick and fires. Center fielder going back, able to make the catch and get out of that half an inning. Strand a couple runners. SBG Sox and building champions scoreless through half an inning. We'll be back from LakePoint Sports.
So outrage is all the rage. Angst, our new national pastime. Just a thought from out here in Johnsonville. What if instead of keeping it angsty, we all keep it juicy? Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Kiss outrage goodbye. Say hello to more outreach. You know, pitchforks down, dinner forks up kind of a thing. Hey, turn down the temperature just for a bit and let all of our flavor flags fly. Why not? Yes. Imagine what starts feeding us again.
What's that?
Not the bots, but the brats. Then who knows? Sidewalk chalk seals go nuts. Weed time is back. Laughter, our shared language again. Crazy? I don't know. Let's take a vote.
Wait a minute.
I'm kidding. Hey, here's to us. When we keep it juicy.
Jump to the jam, boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dice.
Game of the day from the National Program Invitational. Cory McCartney along with Prep Baseball shooter Hunt. Now we'll get an opportunity to see John Dickey, the 4th right-hander on the mound for SBG Sox. And he's going to be going against Milo Burton, Brady Stewart, and Drew Yockey to start things off for building champions.
This building champions, the top of the order, was really impressive last week, or yesterday when I was watching them. This Milo Burton kid is one of the names that I've circled to follow the rest of the weekend after what he did yesterday. And that's one of the great things about this NPI tournament is the fact that you can grab a name early on, watching building champions. Milo Burton gets a circle, gets a star. I like this guy. I want to see some more of it. Now I have tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday. They go in the playoffs. You get so many looks at guys, and it really is outstanding. But this Milo Burton kid's one to watch.
Burton is 6'3", 189 pounds. I always mess with this. Is it Olathe? How do you say that name? We had a guy from Building Champions that was a Kansas commit a few years ago that came in, and he gave me the rundown on it. And then when it was time to do this game, it completely slipped through the filing I had stored away in my brain there. But the second-ranked right-hander in Kansas, number 6 overall.
Came in at 80, a nice little sinker there. Milo's going to have to adjust a little bit, pull those hands in. I got my stopwatch out for him, too.
Well, Milo's got that exit velo up to 98.3.
2-0. He's come in twice. I wonder if he'll take and try to get on here or just absolutely try to turn on this sucker and just depart it.
Get that kind of easy setup.
Yeah, he's really died. You don't see that. We were just talking about the pitch profiles and everybody backspinning, trying to throw as hard as they can, get that induced vert. At some point, everything seems to be cyclical. The sinkers that Milo's probably not seeing many sinkers. A lot of guys going hard four seam up top. This kid's sinking it 82. It's just it's a unique profile in this baseball landscape.
That makes it 3-1.
Got to come to him here. Yeah, it was breaking. He lets them know it was a curveball at 72 there.
Fires inside. Milo Burton going to get himself a leadoff walk. Comes Brady Stewart, the center fielder.
Oh, man, those leadoff walks, they would always say that they score about 70% of the time. I think maybe that's a college stat, but it was never something you wanted to do. I did that way too often at some points, and it was always just not fun.
Here's St. Thomas Aquinas' Brady Stewart. 5th-ranked shortstop in Kansas, 22nd overall.
Oof.
Sends that foul.
This is good. That sinker can flatten out a little bit, stays on plane with this left-handed stroke. That backside gap might be in play right here.
Slings it over to first.
Keeping them close. They know Milo Burton wants to run. They got the scouting report. They probably got their prep baseball.
That's right.
Profiles open right now with that 60 time.
Brady Stewart's got a 60 time of his own of 6.82. See if he can put something in play and make them pay on the base pass.
Nice pitch there, 70-mile-an-hour curveball, dropping it in. When you can drop in multiple pitches for a strike, especially in this, it makes it difficult to eliminate. You could do a lot here. You probably want to bounce that breaking ball here. This, like I said earlier, building champions guys take great at bats, so you know he's going to fight.
Swings and misses, goes down on strikes.
Good pitch right there. Seems to have some good feel for that breaker.
John Dickey from Red River High School in Louisiana. He's a 2025 playing with this group.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Milo Burton. Oh, they pick over there, but this is a good time to run. I'm sure the SBG coach over there was thinking the same thing right there. Everybody's getting a little antsy with Milo here at first base. He's been there for too long.
Well, Drew Yockey going to look to move him on. Oh, runner not going. Looked like a little bit of an issue there. Is maybe some footing problems there from catcher as he grabs the back of his foot.
Yeah, a little probably a fake break there.
Tanner Harris behind the plate. Drew Yockey from Mill Valley.
Runner. Oh.
Oh, man, he can absolutely scoot easily in at second base is Milo Burton.
Looked the part there. Nice little pop-up slide. Now he puts himself in running scoring position. Probably want to move here. Again, 2-0. You got the 3-hole up. Don't want to groove one here too early.
Dickey fires. That one goes wide. Drew Yockey's the first-ranked first baseman in Kansas. 20th overall in the class.
Here's the interesting thing. During the high school year, 3-0, potentially taken here. Summer ball 3-0. If you get one, let's just come out of our shoes.
Oh. He watches it in for a strike.
All right, he's got that timing down, but it's something about baseball here. So 3-1, he just showed that fastball. He's done a really nice job at dropping in the breaking ball. Base open, probably a good time. You got the 3-hole up to try to drop that breaking ball in.
Dickey with the low setup fires. He does get that breaking ball in for a strike.
Now he can do either, but he's showing way better feel for the breaker.
He's liked it inside against the righties. Does he go back to that?
Let's see. We got multiple signs. I was trying to pick him there. Milo's trying to pick him. He's ready to score.
Gives it to him again. Short gathers, fires, throws to first in time for the second out. And Burton advances the third.
And great read by Milo Burton there. Ball right at him. Get there to third base. He knows his speed. Professionally, not a huge deal if you go from second to third. You're already in scoring position. You're moving with 2 outs on the hit. Uh-oh, what do we got going on here? Did they think it hit the runner? Oh, boy. Some obstruction there. But anyway, getting to third base in high school and the youth level leaves that pass ball opportunity to score, too. So put some pressure on the catcher and the pitcher to throw strikes.
Can we talk, by the way, about Tanner Harris just showing that he's got the old school helmet on with the mask over top of it? I love that look. That's the Johnny Bench look.
Oh, yeah.
It's in for a strike.
The best part of that you end the game, you take the mask off, you flip the Scully around, you look like a big leaguer.
That's right. Comes the 0-1.
Ooh, good pitch.
Fires that one foul.
Good pitch. So now he can do a lot, right? 0-2, just throw the breaking ball there. He's kind of on it. I would expand the zone. The breaking ball has become kind of coming top to bottom. Try to go up top here. But you do not want to give a cookie here with 2 strikes. He's going to be fighting, trying to put it in play. Oh, looks like they might be going in here.
Swing and a miss. Goes down on strikes. Burton left stranded. We're scoreless through 1. Nice job there from Dickey to finish things off. We'll be back. You're watching the National Program Invitational from LakePoint Sports.
Next. Next. Stop.
You got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one,
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
Do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
Making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete in all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere?
And it needs to run smooth, like super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf. Because we're busy women.
We don't have time for lag or buffering. Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again?
Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
Sports into the action already. One going to go down as Ryder White grounds out. And here comes Garrett Reed, going to be followed by Garrett Latham. We're watching the National Program Invitational here from LakePoint Sports. Cory McCartney, prep baseball shooter Hunt with you.
James Hunt wasted no time. He's ready to go.
James Hunt doesn't understand commercial breaks, so he says, your sponsors can watch me shove for a little bit as we get back into the action. Pops saws him off as first base gathers for the second out. And this may be the quickest half an inning we've seen in quite some time. There's already 2 down on just a couple pitches.
Some nice arm side life he's working with there. 87, 88. This kid's got a chance to throw real hard. I love the way he's moving down the mound right now. Anybody watching, this is outstanding. He's repeating this with ease, that fastball life. This looks like a kid who's got a chance to throw pretty hard.
This is Garrett Latham, the first baseman. Down the middle, 88.2 for a strike.
You know, nothing's better than going 2 quick outs and then feeding an 0-1 strike there. He's kind of feeling himself right here. I wouldn't doubt see this velocity tick up right here. He's got some good confidence.
Another fastball fires that one foul.
Oh, yeah. 0-2, can do what he wants here. Probably would expand that, like I said, in the last half. That breaking ball is backing up a little bit on him, but he's got great control and command of that fastball right now. Could come off the plate a little bit and try to see if you can get this guy to chase. Ooh, wants to go in here.
The 0-2 from Hunt. Right back at him, goes past his glove. Second base on the run. Gloves it. Oh, able to get the out as he goes bare hand. Nice throw to first. Nice gather at second. Nice quick inning for building champions to see if they can get something done at the plate. This is the National Program Invitational from LakePoint Sports.
Next. Next. Stop.
You got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one,
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
Do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
Making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete in all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere?
And it needs to run smooth, like super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf.
Because we're busy women.
We don't have time for lag or buffering. Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again?
Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
Bottom of the second here in our game of the day from the National Program Invitational. SBG Sox against building champions Cory McCartney along with Prep Baseball's Shooter Hunt. Max Hamilton at the plate for building champions now with AC Van Reen and James Forgy to follow. John Dickey continues on the mound for SBG Sox. Dickey misses glove side.
This kid feels hitterish right now. I don't know. That just feels confident stepping in the box. I think he's going to get a good swing off here. He's got to come back to get a strike here. Oh.
Hamilton sends it foul.
Boys are just missing it earlier right now.
Hamilton from Olathe West High School, top-ranked right-hander in Kansas. He's a third-ranked player overall in class of 2026.
Ooh.
Watches that miss on the outside.
I think the catcher wanted that one. Held it there for an extra second there. Yeah, Hamilton pitched yesterday, I believe, and was bringing it pretty good. It's a low slot. He was trying to break some bats yesterday. He was getting on guys in a hurry.
Got him up to 92 in his profile with 2,200 spin. 2-2. Dribbles that one to Velardo at short, gathers throws for the out.
Nice play, some crisp baseball there, throwing around, boys. Good job.
Yeah, it's never good when the 12U, 13U, when they try to go around the horn like that. It just didn't have quite the same feel to it as you get to these guys.
And I'm big about, like, if you're getting around the horn, you need to look crisp, move it around,
right.
not the nonchalant slowness. That's always just makes the game worse.
It's a celebration, not a damnation of fundamentals.
There you go. I like that. And a great stick back there to steal that strike. That looked a little bit off the plate, but he did a great job receiving it.
AC Van Reen.
Again.
Steals another one.
Oh, man. That's tough as a hitter. The catcher just stole two. You're in a hole here. Got to battle.
Tanner Harris is the 6th-ranked catcher in Missouri. I'd be interested to see the other 5 ahead of him, what we've seen from him so far in this one, as that one's going back to, well, nearly caught by Velardo, but he's going to third cut in front of him and unable to make the play.
What is that? The announcer's curse that I just did?
Yeah,
after I said everybody's
that's right.
looking crisp, and then we had a tough play there.
Yeah,
that's on
it's
me.
almost like, do you, as the third baseman, when you're cutting across, are you better off to just let short get that because he's in a little bit better position to make the throw than you are on the run?
Sometimes, but I always side with be aggressive. Whatever you're doing, go through and do it with conviction. So,
well, Van Reen is on. That gets away from Harris, makes the throw. That one's going into the outfield. He really did jinx everything here as things are getting a little bit of wiry on us here. Need some Benny Hill music.
You know what? I'll spin zone it. It was a really nice block and great job at center fielder backing that up so they couldn't advance the third base.
Stopping things from getting out of control. James Forgy at the plate now.
We had a lot of action. We had the error. Guy moves up. Nice deep breath here with 2-0. Try to come back, deliver a strike. He's been doing a good job of getting some ground balls.
Dickey with a 2-0. Runner taking off plenty of time. Harris gets the ball there, but gets away from the third baseman. Velardo going to go over and pick it up for him.
Really looking to try to get the third base there with one out, give some more chances to score a run here. So nice job running on the bases. Get on with an error, steal second, steal third. Try to get him in here with one out. Looks like the infield's going to be back.
So you got Van Reen at third base now. 4G at the plate, 2-1, one down here in the bottom of the second. Misses high. And little things like that, as you know, can take a pitcher kind of out of his rhythm, right? When things have been working so well and one little thing happens, another happens, and then he's got to try to keep his composure amidst that chaos.
Yeah, game's moving pretty fast here. Oof, good cut. But the step back, take a deep breath, control the mound, get yourself ready to go because each pitch matters. So get in there and not just thrown any way. Nice block.
So a 1-out walk. Gonna have runners at the corners.
Sets up a potential double play here. Really want to go 0-1. At all times you want to go 0-1, but we got runners on the base. This guy wants to work early, runner in scoring position. Infield will probably be pinching here, so there's some openings for this runner. Get that ground ball. Be interested to see if he goes right back to that sinker here, that 81-mile-an-hour sinker.
Well, this is Bilardo, the Louisville commit.
The middle infielders better get ready here.
Bilardo skies that one. Right field's got it, gathers, runner's taken off as Van Reen's going to score. Sacrifice fly for Luke Bilardo has Building Champions up 1-0 here in the bottom of the second.
Now, I don't know if it was definitely what his intent was there, but that was an outstanding piece of hitting and a really mature approach at the plate. Getting the ball in the air, 1 out, drive it to the outfield, make sure that runner gets in. Now, he hit it well and hit it deep, but he still gets the run in. So really nice job there from Bilardo.
So there's 2 down now, and here's Blake Jay with his team up 1-0. Jay shoots that one nearly the same place. Center field says he's got this one, and he does, and we're through 2 innings. Shooter Hunt, appreciate you coming on, man. We're going to turn things over to Sean Duncan. Love it as always, and happy to have you here in the Baseball Village for a few days.
Anytime. Enjoy, Corey. Thank you.
I will be back. You're watching the National Program Invitational from LakePoint Sports.
The Windscreen Factory, more than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today.
This is our game of the day from the National Program Invitational. Building Champions facing SBG Sox. Building Champions taking a 1-0 lead there in the bottom of the second inning as we roll along. Cory McCartney now going to be joined by Sean Duncan, president of Prep Baseball, as he comes in here and slides in like Chris Collinsworth on the Sunday Night Football telecast. Sean, welcome in, man. Love the look, man. You're like it's part scout vibes, part vacation vibes, and we're feeling every minute of it.
Oh yeah. I was hoping to get my hair done before I came here, but I could notice I'm having a bad hair day, so just have to. All our millions of fans will have to deal with it.
We have interns, but we do not have hairdressers, so unfortunately we gotta.
Well, you got the whole production studio behind you. That's our next wave.
James Hunt continuing on the mound for Buildings Champions. It's now facing Jesse Izenzi. I had to ask Jesse pregame how you say his name, Izenzi.
And you're a true professional for taking that extra step.
Well, it matters to the kids that you get their names right?
Oh, yeah.
The 1-1. Hunt fires. That one's right down the middle for a strike. Makes it 1-2. Hunt's been in control so far.
Good pitch.
Swing and a miss on the inside. Been doing a nice job so far going into those right-handers, keeping them uncomfortable. At least the third batter he's had swing through that pitch and goes down on strikes. This is Alex Lambert from Madison Ridgeland Academy, 10th ranked shortstop in Mississippi, 60th overall in the class of 26. The 22 junior feature games alum. Watches that one miss high. So you were at North Cobb Christian today watching a little bit of the offside action there. From what you've seen, you got in here late yesterday. Who's kind of been those players that have stood out to you thus far?
I mean, there's so many of them. And this is, if you're not organized like the great shooter Hunt coming in here with a game plan, there's so much crazy talent here. So it's hard for me without collating my thoughts. There's just so much stuff.
Well, he has the luxury, too, of getting with Kyle Coletta ahead and kind of situating the players and teams so he gets to kind of buzz around. And it's like it's almost becomes a buffet for him.
He has just this encyclopedic memory and, is on top of every class. And he has 40 people feeding him information. So he's...
Lambert skies that one. Center field says he's got it, and he does for the second out.
Building Champions is one of those programs that just year in, year out for, I don't know, the last 15 years at least, since I've been doing it longer than that, they've always been a rock solid, high level program, fundamental. They could pitch it, they could really hit, just always crush that Kansas City, Kansas area, and they're just hard-nosed, right in the back.
Yeah, Jackson Meehan takes it right in the back, and so he's headed to first base.
If you're going to wear one, that's a good spot to wear it at.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was watching a game last night, the Royal Scout team, and they have one of a former All-American, Jordan Martin, and he wore 94 in the rib cage. And
yikes.
Yeah, that's not a lot of fun.
Back to the top of the order for SBG Sox, and this is Gunnar Swanson. Swanson's 0 for 1. But he's got a runner on with 2 down here on the top of the third. Hunt fires over to first. Hunt with an extremely quick second inning. Working on another one here, though. He's thrown just 9 pitches. Shows bunt, pulls back. But it's in for a strike.
Well, I really appreciate, I know you ordered up good weather for the MPI.
I did, yes.
And you really delivered.
Well, I did rain dances for a number of days to keep them away. Most people do them to get rain, but I do them to mitigate it. So comes the 0-1, fires that one on the right side, going to be through. Runner taking off for third. It's going to be 90 feet from tying this game up.
It was a good-looking swing.
That one got into that dangerous territory when the ball goes down the right side there, and there's that opening in the back. Can always lead to some trouble, but able to stop it and keep the runners at the corners. It's a shortstop, Will Bizot. He's at the 9th ranked shortstop in Mississippi, 59th overall. He's 1 for 1.
Mississippi, year in and year out, they really they have a lot of really sneaky good players. Obviously, the ones at the top are the world knows, but they got a lot of quiet depth throughout the state.
Yeah, Connor Griffin, the big name out of Mississippi of late. Of course, here in Atlanta, we got Austin Riley, man at third base out of Mississippi. It's the 2-0. Fires that one on the right side. That's going to be a run for SBG Sox. Well, Bizot comes through. Taking off for third in time. Bizot's going to be standing at second base. Nice job by Will Bizot tying this thing up with that liner into right field.
Yeah, I think the pitcher probably wanted that pitch back. He left that one a little too up and right in the wheelhouse.
Bizot gives way to Cole Miles. Cole Miles, as you heard Shooter Hunt mention, has been on his short list of guys he's been watching of late. See how Hunt starts him off. Miles 0 for 1. Well, misses glove side. That one's getting away from the catcher. Here comes another run for SBG Sox off the wild pitch. It's a moment both pitcher and catcher want back as SBG Sox jumps ahead 2-1.
It's just crazy how the momentum swings. You know, you get a hit and then a pass ball, and next thing you know, you look up and you're chasing one.
Well, off that wild pitch counts 1-0 to Miles. Gets a hold of that one, sends it into left field. Able to make the catch, though. We're through 2.5. 2-1 is the lead for SBG Sox. We'll be back from LakePoint Sports.
Where's it written? Only grill burgers? Nowhere. That's where. Now throw on some sausage. And keep it juicy.
Boogie, woogie, jam, slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come, flow with the sounds of the mighty Mike.
Welcome back to LakePoint Sports. This is our game of the day from the National Program Invitational. SBG Sox with a 2-1 lead over building champions here in the bottom of the third inning. Cory McCartney along with Prep Baseball's Sean Duncan as we move along. And Sean, you mentioned building champions and you know what they do as a program. I kind of had this thought the other day. So I'm sure you play Immaculate Inning or Immaculate Grid on
Yes.
via
Yep.
Baseball Reference. If there was a travel baseball version of that where it would line up the program and say it had the top, SEC, or it had, first round pick, how good would you be at playing that?
Really good. Only from 2005 to like 2022, 23. Yeah, I'd be really good.
So your rarity scores would be like crazy high.
I think so. My wife always says to me, you remember every single baseball stat. Like if you came to a showcase, I'll remember 15 years ago, I'll remember what you ran, but I'll never remember to take out the garbage. So that's a personal problem though, I suppose.
Burton gets a hold of that one, sends it into center field, gathers, makes the catch for the first out. But you chamber what's important, right?
Yes.
Because there's somebody else who can get the trash, but there's not somebody else that can tell
Right.
you what somebody ran.
I probably
8 years
need
ago.
to delete a lot of RAM from my brain. It probably could be used in more productive ways.
Can't really clean out your cache files,
No.
though.
Clear the cache.
That's right.
When in doubt, clear the cache.
So that was Benjamin Burton, gives away to the leadoff hitter Milo Burton as he shoots that one to short. Will Bizot gathers, throws.
Got him.
In time, really close play at first base. I think Burton thought he was going to be in there safe, but he's out for the second out of the inning.
Really nice play by the shortstop. Real quick transfer. He knew he had to get rid of it in a hurry, and that's what you need in a good shortstop, right? Is to have that internal clock where you know that you have to get rid of it in a certain time. Well played.
Yeah, we've seen some nice play at short so far from Bizot. Here's Brady Stewart.
Building champions. I remember Bubba Starling?
Oh,
was
yeah, Nebraska
yep.
quarterback. And
didn't quite pan out in the big leagues, but he actually did make it after all those years. I think he was like the biggest bonus baby for close to 20 years.
Thinking about that, so obviously, Bubba Starling was a guy that at the development level, everybody thought was going to be a star, and you can look at it in hindsight and say that was that's in for a strike. Somebody that in hindsight you weren't necessarily right about because everyone saw a superstar on him. Can you remember somebody that you were wrong about? What I mean wrong about was that you looked at him at this player as he was developing and thought, I just don't see it, and then next thing you know, they become a superstar.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the hitters, right? Because projecting hitters is probably one of the hardest things in the world. I mean, it's really hard to do because you just don't know how people are going to really going to do it, right? And there's so many guys that I thought were like slam dunk guys, hitters. I mean, just look in the big leagues now. Like the can't miss guys.
Stewart shoots that one right over second baseman's head. It's going to be in for a hit.
Dumped it in. I mean, you look at Spencer Torkelson, right? Like it, he's a college bat, 1-1. He could pretty much in college put a bat in his butt and hit a double or a home run, right? And now he just got sent down to the minor leagues because I just heard that he has like a 3% hard hit rate, which is pretty crazy. So
dribbler Bizot dives, gets away from him.
Knocked it down.
Runners at first and second.
It's one of those hit it right in the perfect spot.
Puts that in no man's land. Bizot only able to stop the runners from advancing. You're going to have 2 on with 2 out here in the bottom of the third. Maybe it for John Dickey the fourth. We'll see. Maybe just going out and having a moment with him with 2 down here in the bottom of the third. So this is, I believe, your first time back here since everything's been changed around with the fields and the new logos everywhere, and kind of you were obviously watching the process of you guys kind of rebranding. What's it like to kind of see it full?
It looks great. I was here with the new turf down, but not with the branding a couple months ago. So it looks really good. The turf looks fabulous, and the branding is, Rome's not built in a day, but we we really hustled to get it done. So I'm really proud of how it looks, and I've been hearing really good feedback on how it plays, how it looks, the mounds, everything.
Well, you can take solace in the fact that these fields were refurbished, your new logos were put all over the place, and that hotel is still being built. So able to get that done before the new hotel is supposed to open up sometime around September. 1-1 count to Carter Jeffries, the first 2 down here in the bottom of the third. Jeffries from Summit Christian Academy. Gets a hold of that one, but it's going foul. What's the highest exit velo you've seen thus far? We had Ethan Holiday on yesterday. He had a 101 mile an hour single. I think somebody said they saw 104.
I didn't know. I didn't catch the exit velo, but the dude from Garcia Parra Baseball Group hit a bomb that I think it's still flying. I think it looked like it was 200 off the bat, and he let the whole world know about it too.
Yeah, you need to.
He's committed to TCU. It was crushed.
I don't know what I'd do if you had the metrics to back up. Not only do you do it, but then you got the numbers to show it. I mean, you can't blame the kids for wanting to revel in it.
I think even the most modest guy would have pimped that home run because it was well struck. Big opportunity here for building champions.
Full count delivers. It's going to walk him.
You had to think about if that was ball 4.
So Jeffries making his trip down to first base, and here comes DH Max Hamilton.
Malathi West.
Olathe. So Shooter and I were trying to go over this. I had a former Building Champions player tell me a couple years ago how to say it, and I couldn't remember.
It's Olathe. I think. Ooh.
That one goes foul.
He hung that one.
Hamilton primarily a pitcher. Shooter mentioned he threw yesterday. He's got a chance to come through here with the bat. Guy who throws 92 and runs 6.97. That's a lot to like.
Yes. This young man who's hitting right now?
Yep.
Well, this is where legends are made. Bases juiced.
Holds off. Makes it 1-1. Yeah, the third-ranked player in Kansas in class. He's got an opportunity to put his team ahead here in the bottom of the third. Swing and a miss.
There's real good baseball in Kansas. It doesn't get the credit, but Kansas State's been good for a while. Kansas, you know, a lot of them go to the SEC. Missouri always. Tennessee actually goes into Kansas quite a bit. Arkansas.
The 1-2 count. Hamilton swings, sends that one sky high. First baseman on the run. That one goes foul.
How many games a day do you do? Do you do one a day?
We usually just do one a day. Yeah, then of course, here through MPI, we did a game Thursday, one Friday today, and we'll do another one tomorrow with 6-4-3 taking on Canes American. So looking forward to that matchup as well. Yeah, we've enjoyed doing these and kind of adding some color to the matchups as skies that one foul.
74-mile-an-hour breaking ball. Kept that one a little bit lower than the previous one.
Yeah, we tried to do some different things with these broadcasts. During the showdown here at LakePoint, we mic'd up some of the Georgia Jackets players and talked to them in-game, which was pretty fun, trying to just keep adding new elements and new wrinkles.
Well, not living here and being able to watch it, I'm your number one fanboy.
You and my mom, I guess, are probably the ones that are the two that are watching. Here comes the 1-2. Oh, this is inside. Yeah, it's been fun watching everything kind of evolve here. You know, as we now have the Audi Marietta Championship field here, watching the sponsorships pop up all over the place. And
is it true the MVP gets a free Audi? That's what I've been hearing?
I think it's a test drive.
Oh.
Comes a 2-2. Rips that one, 92.4. Exit velo. That one's going over the right field head. Here comes one run. Here comes the second run.
Sending them.
Here comes three on the run. In time, Max Hamilton standing at second base with a 3-run double.
That was
absolute rocket.
Great piece of hitting. That was a breaking ball on the outer half, and he just went the other way, kept his hands back, and smoked it 92 to right field. That's a professional at bat right there. Worked it.
He's got his team ahead 4-2 here in the bottom of the third. As Max Hamilton gives way to AC Van Reen. Dribbled that one foul. Van Reen, 8th ranked catcher in Kansas, 56th overall. It was the 1-1 from Dickey. Van Reen loops that one into the outfield, and Cameron's not going to catch up with it, but he's going to be standing at first base, and here comes Hamilton with the 5th run. 5-2 is now the score.
Again, another good job of, it was a low breaking ball, and he just wrist flicked it and dumped it in the outfield. Big RBI. And that's what building champions, I mean, it's hard to categorize it across the board, year after year, but these guys, their approaches that they've had, like professional approaches, they're just really fundamentally sound baseball players.
Gonna have a new batter here for Buildings Champions as Luke Hanahan comes on, and I think we may have had a issue here with our monitor.
You seen this before?
Apologies there from some technical difficulties in our studio. 5-2 lead for Buildings Champions here in the bottom of the third. We got a new pitcher on the mound for SBG Sox, so a pitching change kind of saved us some issues there as Garrett Reed takes over. Reed from Deschler High School in Alabama, 18th ranked righty in Alabama, 48th overall.
It's got some depth to his breaking ball. It's close to 70 miles per hour.
5-2 lead for Buildings Champions.
It's another good barrel.
Gets a hold of that one near the warning track. That one's backtrack and gone. A home run from Hanahan. Luke Hanahan with a 2-run shot, and Buildings Champions keeps living in the moment here and building on this lead in the bottom of the third.
That was a really smooth stroke. Now I think there was a Hanahan. He may have had a brother 2 or 3 years ago that was in the future games that looked just like that. Long left-handed, smooth stroke. Forget his first name.
Well, Hanahan goes yard, and here's Luke Bellardo, the Louisville commit.
Drops down a little bit on that one.
Fires that foul. Drops in a nice breaking ball.
Yeah. Look, that looks like his go-to pitch. Have we even seen a fastball yet?
I don't think so. That one goes awry.
Kind of changes slots. That was a fastball at 2.5. Drops down to lower 3/4.
Comes a 2-2 to Bellardo. Jumps on that one, absolute rocket. And that one goes foul.
He tried the front door of that one, and he was not having it. He fouled it off.
7-2 lead for Buildings champions. They have put together 6 runs here in the bottom of the third. Really put the pressure on SBG Sox to get a little timing kick there.
It's become quite in vogue. I've seen a lot of that these days. And here, it's smart if you could repeat it, but got to kind of know what you're doing.
Drops in another breaking ball.
That's some good discipline, because that ball had some depth to it right there, and he laid off it. Started at the top of the zone and finished in the dirt.
So a 2-out walk. It's going to give way to Blake J. Blake J from Mill Valley, 6th ranked shortstop in Kansas, 26th overall. Runs a 6.8 360. Keep Bellardo in place there at first base with the throw over. Jay's 0 for 1.
You know, it's just like when the wheels on the bus start to get a little wobbly, it's just hard to stop the bleeding sometimes. And SBG is just looking to just get back in the dugout to start swinging again, but some serious damage has been done in this inning.
6 runs in all. Was talking with some of our interns about the number of major leaguers we've run into here the last couple days. I was talking to Cameron Maben and Matt Kemp earlier today, as that's in for a strike. Yesterday I had obviously Matt Holliday here watching his son Ethan. Had Nick Markakis here with his boys. With they're playing in the Georgia Jackets system.
Really? What a great hitter Nick Markakis was. Very underrated.
Dribbler. Bizot gathers, fires, throws.
Good play.
In time. Some nice plays from Will Bizot at shortstop. Gets us through the bottom of the third. Buildings champions, they're up 7-2 in our game of the day from the National Program Invitational. Stick around. We'll be back here from LakePoint Sports.
At Academy Sports and Outdoors, you'll always find more fun with great brands at the best prices. More of this, 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 and this. So you can get together for a little of that, that, and a lot more of that. And even some of that, and that's good. Have more fun with great brands at the best prices. Only at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Welcome back to LakePoint Sports. This is our game of the day from the National Program Invitational. Building champions with a 7-2 lead over SBG Sox. Cory McCartney, Prep Baseball's Sean Duncan with you. James Hunt going to continue on the mound for Buildings champions, and he's now got Stone Crane followed by Tanner Harris and Ryder White.
Well struck.
Yeah, Crane jumps on the first pitch.
89 off the bat. Pitching with a 5-run lead, you could just relax just a little bit more. You could just, hey, let's just fill up the zone. You don't need to strike everybody out. Just try to get weak contact, and let's get the boys back in the dugout.
James Hunt's got a chance to do that. Stone Crane goes down on the fly out to center, and here's Tanner Harris, the catcher. Getting some nice play from Tanner so far. I was remarking with Shooter Hunt how much I love the fact that Tanner behind the plate has that old school helmet with the mask over top of it.
Oh,
I don't see that too much anymore. Everybody's got like the all-star setup now, and that one's inside. got a 2-0 from Hunt. Dribbler to Bellardo, gathers, throws.
Good play.
A little wide off the bag, but pulls it down for the second out.
Just plant that back foot and let it eat.
2 down, and here's Ryder White. White's 0 for 1. If you missed it, Buildings champions coming through with 6 runs in the 3rd inning to take control of this one. Big blows coming via a 3-run double for Max Hamilton and then a 2-run homer from Luke Hanahan. Misses inside to White. You've been here so much for different events in Emerson. Do you have favorite food spots around here that you have to hit when you come? Or do you spend so much time here that maybe it's just more eat what you can and grab what you can?
Yeah, it's usually late when you get out of here, unfortunately, or sun up to sundown. And so I don't have a go-to place. Typically a place that still has Guinness on tap.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say we could get a Waffle House around here, and that might help you out. But Waffle House, as far as I know, there's not one of them that serves Guinness.
No, that's bad for the gut. When you get to my age, it's just you can't eat that much garbage. Oh, I mean, it's not garbage. It's just
there's some healthy options at Waffle House.
I did not mean to say that.
1-2 goes down on strikes. We're through 3.5. Buildings champions are up 7-2 over SBG Sox. We'll be back shortly from LakePoint Sports.
Grilling is an art. Don't forget to add sausage, Picasso. Keep it juicy.
Jump to the jam, boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect, I'm the man in command, come flow with the sounds of the mighty.
This season, LakePoint Sports is partnering with Johnsonville to highlight positive actions, good sportsmanship, and selfless acts associated with all the youth sports that we love. And everyone is encouraged to share these moments. So whether you're the one who spotted the activity, the one performing the act, or the recipient of the good deed, there's something in it for everyone. And Johnsonville might just reward you for your behavior and our participation. So use the QR code for more information on how you can make a submission, or head over to LakePointSports.com or our social channels to access the submission form. And a great representation of exactly what we're looking for came from this moment from Tennessee Nationals' Joseph Sullish, who could only tip his cap after a fantastic catch from Excel Blue Waves' Cooper Mincy.
Tipping the cap to the player, robbing you of a hit.
Game respects game, all right?
Yeah.
1-1 count as we're into the bottom of the 4th inning. Garrett Reed back on the mound for SBG Sox.
Just a steady diet of breaking balls right now.
New batter in the form of Hayden Sharp for Building champions. Sharp, a Missouri commit. It's nice when you can just, in the bottom of the 4th inning, say, hey, let's throw our Missouri commit out there and get him at the plate when we're up 7-2. That shows the depth of Building champions. That dribbler goes foul.
Yeah, and you also need to get everybody playing time as well, right? So he might be your everyday starter. That, you got to. The good programs have depth, right? And so everyone needs to play.
We're seeing Sharp, the top-ranked first baseman in Missouri, swing and a miss as he goes down on strikes. Nice pitch there from Reed for the first out.
Elevated a little bit, just missed the barrel.
So Reed going to give way to leadoff hitter Milo Burton. Burton's 0 for 1. That's in for a strike. Skies that into center field. Gathers for the second out.
Looked like he got it in just enough on the hands to miss the barrel on that one.
So there's going to be 2 down for Brady Stewart. Stewart's 1 for 2. St. Thomas Aquinas, 5th-ranked shortstop.
St. Thomas Aquinas, home of Riley Pint. Remember that name back in the day? He was like 3rd or 4th pick overall out of Kansas by the Rockies.
Yep.
Maybe 8 years ago. Might have been one of the best high school pitchers I've ever seen as a junior. Just like wrist flicking 99. And he kind of got the yips in pro ball and didn't make it.
That's in for a strike. Well, the Rockies must have a history with that then, because Tyler Matzik went through the Rockies system before he ended up getting the yips, and then the Braves obviously taking advantage of that. As he got himself back on track. That's in for a strike. Oh, maybe not.
Aquinas is usually one of a perennial power in Kansas.
Did he go?
No.
He did not. Maybe he's going to continue.
You know what I've noticed in all the baseball I've watched today and yesterday? The umpires have been really good. Like, not a lot of chirping, just calling really good zones.
Todd Marler does a great job with United Umpires. Yeah. Hauls it in for the 3rd out. 7-2 is the lead for Building Champions. This is our game of the day for the National Program Invitational. Stick around. We'll have plenty more from LakePoint Sports.
At Academy Sports and Outdoors, you'll always find more fun with great brands at the best prices. More of this, and this. So you can get together for a little of that, and a lot more of that. And even some of that, and that's good. Have more fun with great brands at the best prices. Only at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
It's the 5th inning here in our game of the day for the National Program Invitational. Cory McCartney along with Prep Baseball's Sean Duncan. Building Champions have a 7-2 lead. And we're going to see Garrett Reed, Garrett Latham, and Jesse Izenzi here for SBG Sox as they look to get something going as James Hunt continues on the mound, looking awfully strong. Just 49 pitches so far. He's allowed 3 hits. Kicks, fires. That one goes foul.
I don't know if he's here, but SPG is Chris Snopek.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So it's another former big leaguer.
Yep.
Snopek Baseball Group, I think it's.
Yep.
Yeah.
Swing misses. Yeah, we Georgia Jackets here quite a bit. CJ Nikowski's been here the last week or a couple times. The Braves are on the road right now, so won't be making this tournament. Oh-2 misses glove side.
You mentioned Cameron Maben. Like, have you seen the Padres scout team yet?
Yeah, I spent some time with Jacob Lombard and Trent Maben this morning ahead of their game, and those guys just put on a show. You know, they're kind of rock stars. They had some younger players watching them, and it's you know, my son who's 14U sits at home and watches them on YouTube. The funny thing is, I talked to him this morning. I said, "Do you want to go watch them in person?" And he was like, "Eh."
Yeah.
Video watch them on YouTube. It's like
it's amazing.
I'll
It's amazing.
I'll introduce you to the guys. You can talk to them a little bit, get to know them. Nothing.
No, it's got to be on the YouTube.
Yep.
I have an 8-year-old son that it's how they consume everything. It's YouTube.
Get out there and have it literally be YouTube, not the YouTube. Get out there and meet these guys and make some memories. But no, fires that foul.
Holding his velo, about 84, pitching that, and again, a lot more relaxed. Working on with a 5-run lead. Lots of wiggle room.
Yeah, Hunt's been pretty strong. Comes the 0-1. That one gets away from the catcher, but it's in for a strike. Yeah, Maven told me he loved the fact that we were doing these interviews with the guys because he said they got to get that media training and just get it. You know, I've had a lot of guys tell me that, you know, former big leaguers, to say, hey, these kids need to learn how to handle themselves in that environment before they get to college. Oh, that's a really weird release there as that one skips away. Maybe brushes his hand on his pants, maybe strained grip on it, maybe some sweat. Got a 1-2 count to Latham. He's 0 for 1. Holds make it 2-2. One of the few counts we've really seen anybody get deep into with Hunt. He's hit a couple batters, but swings and misses, goes down on strikes.
Elevates 86 above the hands, and it's a good pitch.
So odd, he can't even keep his glove on right now. So 2 down, and here is Jesse Isenzi.
Say that fast 3 times. There you go. That's your
Isenzi, Isenzi, Isenzi.
There you go. That's why you're Cory McCartney.
Nah.
You're a true professional.
Professional enough. Jesse's 0 for 1. Goes inside but misses. You and I talked earlier in the day about the new gear. Are you going to hit the clubhouse store and bulk up on some stuff before you get out of here?
Of course. It's how I get all my gear. I have to come to LakePoint to get it. You know, I don't know the right people apparently to get it.
Fires that one down the left side. Third gathers, throws, pulls him off a little bit, but able to make the grab. And third out. Building Champions, they're up 7-2 as we roll along. Be back here shortly from LakePoint Sports.
First one I picked up, I just liked it the best. And like I said, I tried a lot of different companies, a lot of different models, and I fell in love with Old Hickory for sure.
LakePoint Sports 7-2 lead for Building Champions over SBG Sox. Here we move along in the game of the day for the National Program Invitational, the bottom of the 5th inning.
It's good to see the pace has really picked up. You know, we had that one inning where SBG got a bunch of guys on, and then Building Champions had that big inning. Ooh.
Plunks him to start things off. So
I just jinxed it.
There you go. Drew Yockey's on his way down to first base. Well, Shooter had an inning when he was on. I think it was all of 6 pitches.
That's the way you
James
want
Hunt threw, yeah. So that was Drew Yockey. Here's Carter Jeffries and Max Hamilton to follow. Getting to that part of the order where we've seen the true damage come for building champions. Since that one is short, Bizot gathers on. It's going to get away from him going to left field.
He was thinking about 2 before he fielded the ball.
So we're going to have 2 on and nobody out. Here's Max Hamilton. Last time Hamilton was up, comes through with a 3-run double to build this beginning of the lead for building champions. I like how our scoreboard says building, so they're building champions.
He's a big, strong kid.
Yeah, we got Hamilton listed at 6'2", 225 pounds.
He looks like he lays some lumber in football, too.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you're that big, and I mentioned runs a 6'9", 760, this kid is big and fast, and he's got a big arm with a fastball at 92. He jumps on that one right over the top of the third baseman's head. Everybody's going to advance 90 feet. Max Hamilton's got himself another hit.
He's going to be in the running to win that free Audi. I'm just telling you, he's.
I can do player of the game. I don't know that I can award him any keys though. Nice piece of hitting, and here is AC Van Reen. Jumped on that one. 95.9 mile an hour exit velo on a single. Van Reen's 1 for 2.
You notice all the building champions hitters, they're all super balanced. They're all on time. They're really simple and quiet. Watch their hands. They're just good rhythm in the hands.
So that one to second. Tags, makes 1 out, throws to the second. Nice double play from second base.
It was. He got on the line pretty good.
Alex
too.
Lambert with a nice glove work. But another run's going to score for building champions. So let me ask you this. Is that something that fundamentally they do to, are they looking for that in players, or is that something that once they get them, they continue to develop?
I have no idea. But that's something you have to work at, right? Because timing is the key to everything in hitting. I mean, you could, like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Ropes that one into right field. Here comes one more run. As Luke Hanahan, who already has himself a 2-run bomb, now adds a RBI single.
All right, I think I'm changing it. He might get the free Audi.
This is going to be a toss-up. We've never done co-players of the game.
They're going to have to share it, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Hanahan could get it.
There you go. I like it.
Yeah.
Well, let's see where they go to school. So Luke Hanahan's taking off for second base. Is in there for the steal. Luke Hanahan goes to Blue Valley Southeast High School. Max Hamilton goes to Olathe West High School. So how close are Blue Valley Southeast and Olathe West?
My geography in Kansas isn't that good, but Blue Valley, I think there's 3 of them or maybe even 4 of them. So Blue Valley is another one of those. There's 1 or 2 of Blue Valleys that produces a lot of really good players. I just can't recall which one of them.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out logistically how easy it's going to be if they have to share, if they have to have, combined ownership of this thing. It's in for a strike.
Southwest.
Two-one count. Excuse me, 2-2. Bilardo rips that one foul.
There's not a lot of complexity to these players' swings, right? Like, there's not a lot of big leg kicks. There's just keep it simple and compact, and they all get it going back at the right time, right about now. Good pitch.
In for a strike, and in an inning K, 9-2 though. Now the lead for building champions. You're watching our game of the day. Stick around for more from LakePoint Sports.
First one I picked up, I just liked it the best. And like I said, I tried a lot of different companies, a lot of different models, and I fell in love with Old Hickory for sure.
We're watching our game of the day from the National Program Invitational, where Building Champions has a 9-2 lead over SBG Sox as we roll along to the 6th inning. Cory McCartney, Sean Duncan from Prep Baseball with you, and James Hunt continuing on the mound, 60 pitches.
We got a new.
Oh no, we have had a pitching change. Sorry, the scoreboard still had Hunt on the mound, so we're going to change things over to Brandon Neese. Brandon Neese, the lefty from Mill Valley High School, the 6th-ranked lefty in Kansas, 95th overall. Works that fastball up around 84. He's got a curve, slider, and change. See what he has in store here for SBG Sox is they're going to roll out Alex Lambert, Jackson Meehan, and then go back to the top of the order with Gunnar Swanson. Looking to claw their way back into this is an interesting release point as we see Neese at work.
Yeah, he's a 5'10", 155-pounder, and looks like he's got some crossfire action, works across his body, and that's a really tough look for the hitters, right? Because when you're going to crossfiring, you hide it well. It's tough to repeat. Jared Weaver did it better than any human I've ever seen.
I can't help but always think of Alex Wood when you talk about a guy who throws like that and is deceptive in delivery, and
Jared Weaver was pitching at 85 in the big leagues and still getting swings and misses.
Well, that's swing and a miss at 81.9.
It definitely plays up. It's hard to pick up the ball, early.
Comes the 0-1. It's a hold of that one, but it goes foul.
A really smart pitching guy told me once. He's like, I don't care what you do on the back, but you get, good pitch.
It's a really interesting release on that breaking ball.
He kind of releases it a little bit higher, and he said, don't make a difference what you do in the back or whatever, but if you just need to repeat it, repeat the release out front. And if you could do it that way, however it does, then God bless you. But it's easier said than done.
Well, that's why we've long seen those videos of Clayton Kershaw going out there with just miming his pitches just to make sure the release points all look the same and everything is in line. It's a Herculean task. Comes the 1-1 from Neese.
And a lot of times when the crossfire guys they're usually working to the glove side. It's hard to work to the arm side when you're doing that. So it kind of, if you're a hitter, it kind of takes off a half of the quadrant on the plate. But
comes the 3-1. Swings, misses, goes down on strikes.
Not yet.
Not yet. He's still got one
pitch
left. I was selling him short there.
Yeah. Don't count him out yet.
All right, so now we got a 3-2 count. Goes back to the breaking ball.
Didn't quite
walking
make it
down
back.
to first.
It was trying to inch back over the plate. Didn't quite grab the black before it crossed. After it crossed.
When you see a guy, though, that has that kind of arm slot and that crossfire, would you rather him have a slider as the top secondary pitch as opposed to a curveball because they almost look the same coming out with just different movement, make it a little bit harder to pick it up?
Yeah, I mean, Yes. I mean, it looks like he's kind of more of a slurve, but yeah, it's the short answer is yes.
Goes over to first. Because I almost think
it's harder to get over your front side, throwing the breaking ball.
Yeah, and I think when it almost looks so much more demonstrative that he's throwing the curveball. How long does it take teams to catch up with that as that's in for a strike? Especially really good hitters. Gunnar Swanson, in the top of the order. Gunner's 1 for 2. Takes time.
You know who had one of the biggest banging curveballs back in the day? It's the great Shooter Hunt.
I asked Shooter how, with today's technology, how much different he thinks he would have been as a pitcher, how much it would have helped him in his development.
He was. Older scouts still marvel and remember what kind of breaking ball he had. He punched him out right there. Good pitch, 84 on the black.
So Neese gets him down on strikes, and here's Will Bezot. Rolls 2 for 2. Just played some really nice shortstop for SBG Sox, and has got 2 hits. Got 2 of the team's 3 hits so far.
He sets up on the far side of the rubber too, and he's coming all the way across.
Comes the 1-0 from Neese. Fires, runners taken off, but ball gets away from the catcher. Golden Champions just looking to get something going here in the top of the 6th. Scored 2 runs in the 3rd inning, and they've been searching for something since, as they've been outscored 8-0 since then. Another swing, another miss.
There's a lot of deception in that fastball.
This is high. So will you be back here before future games? Is there any additional trips before then?
I am not sure. I live like in 2-week chunks. That's like my allotted time. I have to report to my wife when I'm going to be on the road or not. So I got a bunch more travel, but I'm not sure if I'll be back before then.
Well, for those who don't know, I mean, the feature games too this year, I mean, it's going to be arguably the biggest one that you've had, just with the addition of the 17s as well.
Yeah.
I think the amount of JUCO, D2, D3 coaches that you're going to have here to kind of look at those guys that have maybe been overlooked, I think it's going to be substantial.
Yes, and not even overlooked. It's like not looked at all, right? Because of the recruiting changes, you know, they're having to start later. The portal is backing things up, you know. So this is a completely different landscape of recruiting. And when we looked at it, where it's like these kids, they haven't been seen that much. So you'll be amazed by how much good talent that are still uncommitted, because there's just a lot of other options between the portal, JUCO, and now high school. So it's not like 3-4 years ago anymore.
Bezot skies out for the 3rd out, 9-2 lead for SBG Sox. It's interesting. I heard some of the coaches talking yesterday from one of the teams here, and they said, when you think about the portal, if you're a coach and you can take a guy who's, got 1 or 2 years of experience under his belt, he's seen 90 miles an hour every day. Do you want that as opposed to a 17-year-old who's coming in who's really never seen that consistently? And that's going to make for some really interesting, conversations. And I think it only, it just adds another wrinkle for these guys.
Yeah, I mean, the answer is yes. They're going to want that experienced college guy. You're in it less. There's less development there, And really what's happening is, unfortunately, because I'm a champion of the high school player, is like the mid-majors and, the mid-majors are now becoming essentially like a junior college for, they'll get good players, they'll develop them, they'll blow up, and then they'll go to the portal, they'll get paid, right, by an SEC program, and they'll transfer. I mean, it's nonstop, right? So it's the new day and age until new legislation happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to make for this. You think about the portal opens. So many of these schools, smaller schools, mid majors, they're going to be the ones that are going to be able to take advantage of this new wrinkle here with the feature games and find these kids that can really make an impact for them immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, and the portal. I mean, we could sit here and talk for hours about the pluses and minuses. Really, more minuses in my opinion, but people think, oh, you go in the portal and it's the land of rainbows and unicorns, and there's thousands of players in the portal, and sometimes the best place is where your feet are right now, and the grass isn't always greener.
Yeah, well, the great CM Punk once said the grass is greener where you water it.
Yeah. Amen.
Garrett Latham on the mound now for SBG Sox as he's got Blake J, followed by Benjamin Burton, and we're back to the top of the order with Milo Burton. Jay's 0 for 2. Latham misses on the attempted breaking ball.
Yeah, it's a mess. In short, the whole portal.
There's always something wrong with college athletics. We get the college football playoff figured out, we get the NIL deal figured out, and there's always something awry with college sports. Bezot fires throws for the first out.
Well, the horse is out of the barn with the payments and players, and I'm not against players getting paid, but now it's like if you got one of those if you got a collective, your university as a collective, you just could buy players instead of develop players.
One thing I've always wondered though is, remember for the longest time, you would have players that would be with an AAU basketball program, and they would wind up going to colleges that would have maybe the same sneaker company, right?
Yep.
So what's going to happen when somebody in another sport has an NIL deal with somebody who's maybe doesn't jive with the college? Is that going to impact where a kid ends up going to school? Because he has, I just think we don't think about this stuff as kind of those ramifications from kind of opening the doors for these kids with being allowed to make some money off of themselves. 1-1 count.
And for some players, it's more fruitful to stay in college than to go pro.
Yeah.
Get drafted in the 10th round, get that slot bonus, and then make below minimum wage busting tables in the off season, or stay in school and be a rock star and get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's some, not all of them, and baseball is to a much lesser degree, right? Because it's a non-revenue sport, but still, if you're good, you're getting paid.
Well, I think it just makes it that much more important, though, right, for programs to continue to create those collectives, because you can bridge the gap in a sport where maybe the scholarships aren't always there.
What I don't understand is, the donors that feed the collective, what do you get out of it? You win some more games, you win a national championship.
That's a good question.
What is it better for your? Is it better tailgating? I don't. Anyway.
Maybe it's just clout. Maybe it's hoping you're in line with these guys when they make it big, and you're kind of part of the orbit of the next big star.
Oh yeah.
1-1 count to Milo Burton. Here's 0 for 2. So that one to third, gathers a second. It's one, throws to first. Not going to get Burton though, as that one gets away from the first baseman.
I've seen a lot of like really super clean baseball at everywhere I've gone. Like you do not see a lot of routine balls being kicked, smart plays, and I mean every program here is here for a reason. It's the National Program Invitational, and these dudes know how to play.
Well, we joked yesterday, Scorpions had a player who goes to Osceola Fundamental High School. All these kids must go to Fundamental High School.
Osceola Fundamental High School. Is that in Florida?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they teach bunting and getting a nice lead. And
my former life, I lived in Osceola County, Florida. It was just Osceola High School back then. They weren't stressing the fundamentals.
They were just letting kids skate by.
Yeah.
2-0 count. And Brady Stewart, he's 1 for 3. It's the breaking ball in. That's going to run high.
Good pitch. That's some more lateral movement on that breaking ball.
2-2, runners taking off. Nice throw, tags him on the head. Does not get him though. Looked like he made a nice effort at the tag, Bizot, but unable to get him. Gonna be 90 feet closer.
Yeah, it's always the question. You know, you're up by 7, bottom of the 6th. When do you take the
foot off the gas?
Yeah, I don't disagree with it, but it's just, you know, I know people have short fuses. Is like that.
Full count. Good. Shoots that one. Bizot gathers at his feet and makes the catch. So runner going to be stranded. Building champions though, they are up 9-2 as we're through 5.5. We'll be back shortly from LakePoint Sports. We're going to stick with you here as we continue along.
I was hoping we were going to turn the lineup over again so we could settle the Audi once and for all. But
yeah, this is going to be a tough decision that we're going to have to make here for the player of the game between two pretty good candidates here, Max Hamilton and Luke Hanahan.
I think, you know, if you were to put a gun to my head, which I know you would never do, you're a lover, not a fighter.
That's right.
But you have to give it to Hamilton. I mean, the bases clearing double that kind of broke the game open after they got down 2-1. You know, that kind of opened the floodgates. You know, and then, you know, Hanahan put basically the nail on it with the bomb.
You know, he created took the pressure off a little bit and really allowed Hanahan to get up there and deliver that big blow. And then, of course, though, Hanahan comes through with a RBI single in the 5th as well. Neese still on the mound here against Miles to start things off in the 7th inning. Coming down to this for Building Champions as they're looking to finish this one off and get a big win for them here in the National Program Invitational.
I wonder if they're going to get the deluxe package, though, with the Audi, or is it going to be the base
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I think you kind of have to I'm imagining they're going to try to, you know, they want them to look good but not too good.
Yeah.
So. And nobody can tell when you just pull up what's inside of it, right?
Yeah.
They just see the 5 rings or 4 rings. Technically, those rings look like baseballs, you know, for seeing the logo there. So technically, Audi's logo includes 2 baseballs.
I see more than 2 baseballs. Oh, I see 2 baseballs. You stare at it long enough, it's kind of like you see Baby Yoda. You know, like those
magic
pictures.
Eye things that we used to do, right? Just to let your eyes relax and see.
Yeah, you stare into a bunch of dots, and all Baby Yoda emerges. Yeah, the sun has definitely baked the brain I'm sorry.
Cole Miles goes down on strikes, and here's Stone Crane. And this is inside.
Called that a strike, I think.
All right, he's going to give it to him. Looked like it missed a little bit too much in, but umpire with a 7-run lead. Maybe you umpire a little bit differently, too, when the team's up by 7 runs. Swings and a miss.
Well, he's just pounding, the glove side.
Goes up the elevated fastball and gets him at 81.5 for the 3rd strike, so 2 down. Here's Tanner Harris.
Does the strikeout strut across the back of the mound?
I think that was really popularized by Trevor Bauer.
Oh, don't link anybody to Trevor Bauer. Like, if he could just keep his mouth quiet, he probably would
just pitch.
Now it's become a circus show, like him pitching in Mexico now, and
he's living the Kenny Powers life. He's going to be pitching at Myrtle Beach before we know it. 1-0, 2 down. Building Champions looking for that 3rd out to finish off this win. That's in for a strike.
Hopefully we'll never see at a LakePoint field someone do the Trevor Bauer sword. I hope I never see that.
Here's the 1-1 from Nice. That's inside in for a ball. Building Champions lost 7-0 to Aces National.
Ooh.
Skies that, but they're coming back with a on the run, able to watch that one go foul. Lost the fielders in play there on our camera, and then able to see how close that was to potentially a catch, but it's 93-mile-an-hour exit velo. As I was saying, Building Champions lost 7-0 to Aces National. Saturday, they're going to play Midland Redskins at Adairsville High School. Like to do so with the momentum of a 7-run win over SBG Sox. Nice Fires. That's going to give them a 2-out walk. So here's Ryder White. White's 0 for 2. Dribbler back to Nice, gathers, throws to first, finishes it off. A 9-2 win for Building Champions over SBG Sox in our game of the day from the National Program Invitational. We're going to take a quick break, and then Sean Duncan and I are going to wage this epic battle of the wits here, trying to award our player of the game. We'll be back from LakePoint Sports.
At Academy Sports and Outdoors, you'll always find more fun with great brands at the best prices. More of this, and this. So you can get together for a little of that, and a lot more of that. And even some of that, and that's good. Have more fun with great brands at the best prices. Only at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Next. Stop.
You got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next.
If you don't pick one,
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
Do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete and all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere?
And it needs to run smooth, like super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf. Because we're busy women.
We don't have time for lag or buffering. Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again?
Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
Welcome back to LakePoint Sports. Cory McCartney along with Prep Baseball's Sean Duncan, a 9-2 win for Building Champions over SBG Sox in our game of the day here from the National Program Invitational. Of course, we've reached the time of the proceedings where we hand out our player of the game, and we had Sean a couple good options. You had Max Hamilton, who had that 3-run double in the third, and then follows that with a 95.9-mile-an-hour single. But Luke Hanahan has a 2-run homer in the third, then an RBI single in the fifth. But we kind of weighed both of these, and it was Hamilton that ended up breaking things open and ultimately gets the nod as our player of the game.
Yeah, I just, both are good choices, right? But Hamilton kind of just broke the game open and kind of opened the floodgates. Bases loaded, delivered in the most important moment.
Yeah, Hamilton, a day after striking out 7 batters in 3 innings for Aces National, shows out with the bat this time. As we mentioned, a 3-run double in the third that really broke things open, and then that single 95.9-mile-an-hour exit velo. So congratulations to Max Hamilton and Building Champions for a big win over SBG Sox in our game of the day. So make sure you come back tomorrow, as we'll have one more for you, as we're going to have 6-4-3 taking on Canes American. So make sure you join us tomorrow afternoon. That, of course, is going to be available for free on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter/X. Or what do you, Wade? Do you still call it Twitter, or do you call it X? What do you call it now?
I'm old. I got to call it Twitter.
All right, I'm going to call it Twitter, too. So appreciate the work of Sean Duncan, of course, Shooter Hunt, stopping by at the beginning of the game, and the work in the back for our producer, Jack McCartney. So until next time, appreciate you joining us, and we'll see you again soon from LakePoint Sports.